Alright, this just in. Simone Biles will return to competition after all. Individual competition. So it seems like she's not going to be pulling out of the Olympics after all. Even though there's some people somebody going to have something to say about that. What if it's good or bad? I think overall, I think it's good that she get out of she did that she working on mental health. She working on her mental health, and good for her. And what if she come in and win the gold medal, and everything is all fine and dandy, as far as I'm concerned. As far as Simone Biles is concerned, but I always feel when she made that decision, I think she don't have to prove she don't owe nobody. This generation, for those of you who think y'all entitled to have an opinion and say, "Oh, but she's an athlete," I need y'all people to shut the hell up. Shut your mouth. Don't say a word and keep your mouth shut. Okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, Simone Biles doesn't owe y'all an explanation. Not one explanation. She don't owe y'all a damn thing. Okay? She don't owe you a damn thing. So the fact you're coming to her face talking about oh, she need to do this, she need to the fact she came out oh, she being selfish and this and that. How is that being selfish? How is she being selfish by coming out? Do y'all people understand how difficult it is to, how much pressure these athletes, what if it's lady gymnastic, men or women, volleyball, the basketball, swimming. You're not playing for yourself. You're playing for your country. So it's a huge pressure. And the fact that Simone Biles decided to work on her mental health, I think she made the right decision, in my view. She don't owe America. Matter of fact, the whole athletes don't owe fans an explanation of why they decide to pull out or not. It's their choice. At the end of the day, it's their choice. It's their decision. Because at the end of the day, this generation of athletes, they're looking out for themselves. The days of killing yourself to keep your job, those days are over. If you don't realize. The days of keeping your job or keeping this and keeping that, oh, it's over. The athletes are realizing and saying, you know what? I'm not gonna put myself in danger for your entertainment. And that's where they come from. And good for them. Good for them. Good for them. Because if you notice, a lot of athletes, when they retire, they don't have. You hear stories. They don't have insurance. They battered and bruised, and how much surgeries they have to take, and they realize now it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Why put myself through that? I'm gonna make sure when I leave this game, I make sure I have enough money so I can take care of myself. And they're doing that. But people who who don't watch this, who don't watch gymnastics on a regular basis, want to comment of what Simone Biles is doing, or any other athletes for that matter. I mean, keep your mouth shut, please. I don't want to hear a damn thing from y'all. I really don't. I really don't. You know. But enough about the Olympics. Enough about Simone Biles and the Olympics. Chris Paul has decided to have signed a 4-year deal to stay with the Phoenix Suns. Kyle Lowry is no longer a Toronto Raptor. He just signed a 3-year deal. Let me just see. I just saw he signed Alex Caruso. Of course, Alex Caruso signed with the Bulls for the report of a 4-year deal, $37 million. Let's see. I know I saw it somewhere. But yeah, Chris Paul is going to decide. So it gives, staying with Chris Paul for a second. It seems like Chris Paul gonna give himself another shot of with the Phoenix Suns, because the Phoenix Suns, if they would have won Game 5, if they would have won Game 5, they probably will win Game 7, because the Bucks. Because this NBA Finals, to be honest, this NBA Finals was a really, for the most part, it was pretty much a blowout until Game 5. And then Game 6, it was all Milwaukee from here on out. And it was about whoever wins this series most likely is going to win. Who's going to win on the road? Most likely they're going to win. They're going to win the title. That's all there is to it. But for the most part, you gotta give the Suns a lot of credit and so forth. Now stick with the baseball first. Now let's move on to baseball. As we up to 2 months, or now we're in August now. The Mets failed to sign Rocker from Vanderbilt, because they saw something they don't like. They saw something what it's like. We don't know what it is. What if it's we're not too sure what it is and so forth. The Mets did not come up with a statement, as far as I'm concerned, to tell you, we did not sign Rocker because it is. We didn't sign it because of that. We don't know that for sure, but they did not, after the trade deadline it was over on Saturday. They did not. They chose not to sign him, and they went to get Biles. So for the most part, the Mets are doing much better than they did the past few years. I think we traded for Ariel Biles, who is a big hat and a Gold Glove winner. Was a huge hit. Rich Hill, I'm not crazy about. Me personally, I'm not crazy about getting Rich Hill from the Dodgers, because this is the same Rich Hill who choose to be taken out of the game against the Dodgers in the 2019 of the World Series against the Boston Red Sox. So I have that in mind when it comes to Rich Hill. So I don't respect that. I don't respect that from him. I have no respect for that. And but for the most part, the Mets did what they could. Now they're gonna have to do is finish in first place, and let's see how it goes. And in the result, even though they lost 2 out of 3 to the Cincinnati Reds, which really surprised me. How good this is! This year's Cincinnati Reds team is a very good team, right behind the Milwaukee Brewers for the division if the playoffs ended today. Even though they're going back to the old playoff format, the Reds, as we speak, will be in the playoffs as we speak. because they're in second place and they have a good record. So this Thursday coming up, it'll be the Steelers against the Cowboys for the Hall of Fame game. So the football season is getting underway this coming Thursday for the Hall of Fame game. The Steelers against the Cowboys. We all know two teams that face each other 3 times. Two franchises face each other 3 times in the Super Bowl. So it's not Staubach versus Roger. It's not Staubach versus Bradshaw. But let's see how Pittsburgh responded after getting destroyed, after getting undefeated, after going unbeaten and getting destroyed by the Cleveland Browns. Who finally let's all face it, have finally stick it to them. So let's see and the Cowboys will get to bounce back after missing the playoffs, losing to the Giants in the final week of the NFL regular season. So let's see how things pan out. Let's see. And this is the end of the back to baseball, as this is the end of the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs, the Rizzo, Javier Baez, and Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo Friday, Baez Saturday, and Chris Bryant wrapping it up yesterday as a member of the San Francisco Giants. So the Cubs, for the most part, I mean, they could pretty much catch up, but you could pretty much say that they're gonna miss the playoffs, and they're gonna miss the playoffs. They ain't rebuilt. The Cubs are in rebuilding mode, and it was a good ride. The Cubs won the World Series for the first time. They finally break the long curse. So the curse of the Billy Goat, it's over. No more curses for baseball, as the Red Sox for the Cubs. But look what happened to the Yankees, though. What has happened to the Yankees? The more I think about it, the Yankees have been to the playoffs 3 times now, and they have nothing to show for it. They don't have the hitting when you need it. They don't perform in a higher level. They make stupid mistakes after stupid mistakes. It's just not the same team. They're not the same. This team is not the same. And at some point, yes, they add Anthony Rizzo, but at some point, the Yankees have to do something. Because the way it looks like it, they're not going to make the playoffs this year. I'll be shocked if they get into the playoffs. They're mostly going to probably win is the wild card. But other than that, they're not. The way they're performing, I still feel they should get rid of Chapman, because Chapman is not trustworthy. Especially in big spots. They don't have toughness. The Yankees don't have toughness in the past, So that adds a lot to it. Their pitching has been atrocious. Even though they give you great moments, the depth of their pitching has not been strong. It really hasn't been strong, honestly. And they don't hit when they need to. They don't hit when it matters most. And you gotta add that. You gotta add that into the equation too. So the Yankees have really not been